So I think we're all probably in agreement that Jared Leto's performance in Suicide Squad 2016 was, bad. Yes? Bad. That was definitely the perception at the time, and that's definitely the perception that remained. And if you're looking at the title of this video and thinking it was terrible and he was terrible, that's great. I don't disagree with you. There's plenty of evidence to say that Leto was extremely creepy and weird during filming and after filming and possibly just in general.
Don't forget the anal beads.
I'm not here to argue that he's a good person or that he should be forgiven or that he's not a creepy weirdo. That's above my pay grade. There's also plenty of evidence to say that Leto's performance as the Joker was god-awful, including, for example, the film. He looked like this. He did this. Look at all this horseshit. I am not here to argue that his performance was good, or that he is a more authentic Joker than anyone else, or that his genius wasn't appreciated in its time. Again, above my pay grade. I am here to argue one very specific thing. We owe Jared Leto exactly one thank you for exactly one specific public service he performed in his capacity as the Joker in Suicide Squad. And by we here, I mean post-2016 filmgoers in general, and perhaps also Joaquin Phoenix specifically, because in Suicide Squad, Jared Leto did an impossible thing. He solved an impossible problem, and he sacrificed a ton of his own professional credibility to do it. Allow me to explain. It's 2014. You are an actor. Your agent calls you on the phone and they say they have an opportunity for you. It's a multi-movie deal playing an iconic character. And in fact, the actors who have played this role before are almost without exception legends. Cesar Romero, Jack Nicholson, Mark Hamill, Heath Ledger. Do you take the deal? Well, not if you're Ryan Gosling, you don't. Gosling was in talks. He had the offer. He backed out because reportedly he wasn't willing to sign on to a multi-movie deal, and I have no reason to say that isn't the truth, but it feels a little bit like maybe it's a convenient excuse. Either way, if I'm Ryan Gosling and I get that call and I'm in those talks, there is exactly one thought in my head over and over.
Why so serious?
How do you follow Heath Ledger's Joker? At this point, Ledger has been dead for 6 years. He won a People's Choice Award, a Golden Globe, and an Oscar for his performance as the Joker, despite the fact that he was dead at the time. And since then, everything anyone has written or thought about that performance has entered the realm of hagiography. The Joker is Heath Ledger's legacy. If you're Ryan Gosling in 2014, you know that it doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how brilliant your performance is, how much research you do, how carefully you construct your interpretation of the character. Nobody's going to give 2/10 of a shit because you are not Heath Ledger. It is a competition with an Oscar-winning ghost that everyone loves. And that's a competition you cannot possibly win. And so you say to your agent, look, I'm not willing to sign a multi-movie deal. And maybe that's true. Again, I'm not coming for Ryan Gosling here. I'm just saying, if I'm Ryan Gosling and it's 2014 and I'm in those talks, I find an excuse. So, Ryan Gosling said no. But you're not Ryan Gosling. You're still sitting here in 2014 on the phone with your agent and they're offering you this role. You know it's a cursed offer. This is the Kobayashi Maru. You cannot win. So what could possibly make you say yes to this? One difference between you and Ryan Gosling is that you know Ryan Gosling said no, and you understand why. Surely you see the same things he did. And maybe that helps you see the problem space differently. Because if you say no, they'll offer it to someone else who will be in the same situation. And they'll say no for the same reasons. Nobody can tear down the legacy of Heath Ledger, and who would want to? Not just today. It'll be just as true in 10 years. Whoever the next Joker is, they will be the Joker that has to follow Heath Ledger. And what are we, just never gonna have the Joker appear in a movie again? This is the situation that Jared Leto found himself in 2014 when he was offered the role of the Joker. And he said yes. And the solution he found was truly remarkable. Because here you are facing off against the unbeatable ghost of Heath Ledger. So what do? You win by losing. You give the worst performance you can conceive of.
Really, really bad.
You make the most extreme, outlandish, absurd, and off-character choices you can. You create a Joker that is both deeply unlikable and also not meaningfully identifiable with the established character of the Joker. You play a Joker so bad that you're barely even in the movie for which you accept the role, because you're screwed. You are truly, thoroughly screwed. You cannot escape this role alive. But you can throw yourself on the grenade of this role so that whoever plays the Joker next doesn't have to compete with the sainted legacy of Heath Ledger. They just have to do better than whatever the hell this was.
Don't hurt me. I'll be your friend.
They will never be as good as Heath Ledger, but now they don't have to. They just have to be better than you. And you made that very, very easy. Again, I'm not saying Jared Leto was a good guy. It seems like he's not.
Don't forget the anal beads.
I'm not saying this was a good performance. In fact, my whole point is that it's not. But I tell you what, when Joker came out, I did not walk out of that theater thinking, man, he could not keep up with Heath Ledger. I thought, man, at least he was better than Jared Leto. Now, do I think Jared Leto was running long-term simulations on the potential futures available to the Batman franchise? I do not. This man made Morbius. I'm not going to credit him with playing four-dimensional chess. I think he did these things because he thought, quite wrongly, they would be good things to do. But the result is the same. By being the most bizarre, goofy-looking, unserious Joker that anyone could possibly imagine, Jared Leto solved the Heath Ledger problem. And for that, I think we, and again, especially Joaquin Phoenix, owe Jared Leto exactly one thank you.
And the actor goes to Joaquin Phoenix.
A five-time nominee, Joaquin Phoenix is celebrating his first win.
Hi. Really, I'm standing here on the shoulders of my favorite actor.
Say it. Say it. Say it.
Heath Ledger.